What's going on YouTube? Okay, so in this video we're going to be looking at a montage here of some of the upper body training I did while running Smolov. Some of the exercises I did aren't included in it, but this is kind of the gist of what I did. So during this training block I was just really focused on my squats during these 3 weeks, so my upper body training was kind of put on the back burner, even more so than usual. As you'll see in the video, my workouts were pretty random, and I only got in, I think, about 3 or 4 sessions during the 3 weeks with no real game plan in mind. If I were to retake Smolov, I would push my upper body training a lot harder than I did, that's for sure. I would most likely keep the volume relatively high while keeping the intensity in the low to moderate range. Now, the reason for this is to prevent the nervous system from kind of getting fried due to the frequency of high volume and heavy squatting. So anyways, moving on, in the spirit of being honest here, I have a poverty bench. It's a sad state of affairs, but it is what it is. Honestly, the reason why my bench press is not where I'd like it to be is quite simple. I just don't put in enough work into it like I do my squats and deadlifts. As a result, my progress has been pretty much nothing to minimal in the past 2 years or more, which is pretty brutal, but again, that's what it is. It's my fault, that's it. I'm not training with enough volume and frequency, and really I lack a game plan or programming when it comes to the bench press. Honestly, I kind of just wing it really with moderate amounts of effort at best, which is terrible, but I'm just being honest here. Another issue I have is really the lack of motivation and energy going into an upper body workout in comparison to when I train lower body. I just don't enjoy it quite as much. I absolutely love squatting and deadlifting, so I'm just a lot more focused and driven when I go in for those workouts. Now, anyway, with all that being said, it's definitely time to man up here and do something about my poverty bench, and I do have a game plan in mind. So for my lower body training, I'm actually going to run Johnny Candido's 6-week strength training program. I've done this program a few times before, and I absolutely love it. I always get a pretty decent squat and deadlift PR out of it. Sometimes a bench PR, but not much, maybe 5 pounds usually. So this time I'm not going to run it for my bench press. I'm just going to use it to track my squat and deadlift. Now the reason for this is because I think I just need to build more of a base and foundation for my bench press. I need to train my bench press at a higher frequency, higher volume, and over for a longer period of time before going for a max. So that's not to take anything away now from Johnny's program when it comes to the bench press. I've seen videos of people getting 10 to 20 pounds of more out of it, which is absolutely amazing, so obviously it works. So my game plan for programming my bench will be to bench 3 times per week, the same days each week, which will be on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. I'm going to peak my bench press strength over the course of 10 to 12 weeks before trying for a 1-rep max. So the game plan for the first 6 to 8 weeks will be to increase the volume each week while also slightly increasing the intensity. The last 4 weeks I will start to taper off the volume and really turn up the intensity. Most likely in the last 2 to 4 weeks of this peaking phase, I'm probably going to reduce the upper body training to just twice a week. So another issue I think I really need to work on, and another problem I have which contributes to my poverty bench, is I need to really work on my bench press accessory work. So with 3 upper body days planned for at least the first 6 to 8 weeks anyway, my game plan here is to hammer my triceps, shoulders, and back. Tuesdays will be my main competition style bench day, which I'll refer to as either heavy or high volume day. On this day, I will hit up my triceps for accessory work. Friday will be a light bench press day, where I use a wide grip and feet up on the bench. So the reason for this is it's not going to interfere with recovery too much, with lightweight and low volume, but I'll be able to like isolate like my pecs and shoulders a little bit more. For accessory work this day, I will train shoulders. In fact, I will probably treat the barbell shoulder press as a primary exercise, and on this particular day, I'll actually probably start with this exercise before I do bench press. So moving on, finally on Saturdays, I'm going to train competition style bench press again with kind of like moderate volume and moderate intensity, and then I'm going to hit up my back for accessory work. I know there will be days I have to train squat, bench, and upper body, but I mean, that's okay. So with 2 days planned for lower body and 3 days planned for upper body, that means I'm going to have at least 2 recovery days per week, and maybe even more depending on overlap days. So with regards to how I'm going to track my volume and intensity each week, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm only going to calculate the volume for the bench press on my main bench press day, which is Tuesday. For light bench day, I will always do, say, 3 to 5 sets of 12 plus reps, and on moderate bench day, I will do 3 to 5 sets of 4 to 6 reps. Week 1 and 2, I will do 5 sets of 8 and increase the weight on week 2. So volume and intensity is increasing. On week 3 and 4, I will do 6 sets of 5 with obviously more weight than week 1 and 2. Now, in order to ensure that volume is still increasing, I will do back off sets using 2 or 3 sets of 8. Week 5 and 6, I will do 10 sets of 3 and so on and so forth. I'm not going to track my accessory work per se, but I may treat barbell shoulder press the same way. We will see. So I feel really confident in this game plan moving forward. I think the main thing will be to ensure that I'm properly prescribing the workload and volume, and then of course the taper towards the end of the 10 to 12 week period. My goal is to get at least a 20-pound PR, which carries over to a quality, sustainable strength gain. I'm thinking with all this extra work on volume, frequency, accessories, I will be able to achieve a good, sustainable increase in strength on my bench press. I'll be really happy with that. Right now, my max with a pause is in the 240 to 250 pound range. So I'm hoping to hit around 260 to 270 pounds with a pause. I'd be really, really happy about that. I mean, I know that doesn't sound like, a very big bench press, but right now for me, that would be amazing. My goal over the next year is to hit 300 pounds with a pause, and I'm going to work really hard to make sure that I achieve that. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to leave the rant there, or end the rant right there. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for this journey towards eliminating this poverty bench, or at least alleviating it to some degree. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Later.